My Christmas stuff all together. My Christmas was all together this morning. Given the date now.
It took me so long getting back to my right mind. 5 days straight, no rest, oh well. Don't need no scale. I've been on my own, I don't need no help. Always getting money, brains no sleep. Every day I work my thoughts, I don't get to take off. The haters get up, I'm ready like live. I've never been nowhere, but I'm ready to stay gone. Nothing ever lasts long, I'm always beating the odds. Taking all these trips, I had to go and get a passport. I'm just trying to live, I don't know what these mad for. I just had to do it, got a really big bag for it. Went to mama crib and get money, you gotta ask for it.
I'm talking about Dad. Yeah, the people are coming. Well, I saw Nicole today. They come to give a whole new fence, but they didn't tell nobody. She had no idea. Yeah, and I was talking to my dad about them being here tomorrow. He said if he gets home early enough, they're still here. Ask him like how much it was and stuff like that, and see how it looks, and for us to do it. Yeah, it's done. I'm just falling apart.
It took me so long getting back to my right mind.
heard you call me, but I'm like, my dad was like mid-sentence. I'm like, okay, I'll look at him. But I don't know, he said Cole said it's a PVC fence, which means it's like PVC material.
Why you do that like that? It's a lot of money. Why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bag. You ain't get.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Chicago Bears. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
Cousins throw complete to Thielen. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. That's sacked by Khalil Mack. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Josh Doxson, but now it'll be 3rd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. And that's caught by Smith. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 29-yard line.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
To throw is Cousins. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Cook. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On third down, Cousins. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, that's the second time they've gone to it here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to... And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that makes the score 7-0. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 24. They go play action with Trubisky. And right away, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
And it's 3rd down.
Go! 180! Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Now it's Trubisky. Open man is Miller. He's got it. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that 1st down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot. And they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, Charlie. Our time. It's our time. Mike 54. Mike 54.
From the 44, Trubisky. Open man is Trey Burton. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 41-yard line. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 41. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
They go play action here on 1st down. Danielle Hunter in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Here's Hunt. And an alley to run. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. 1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Here's Trubisky to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll run with Hunt on second down. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
Now that was a terrific play. We're down here near the goal line, and only one word comes to mind for me, and that's overwhelmed, because they absolutely overwhelmed the offensive line. He came free and made the hit in the backfield.
On third and goal, Trubisky. And that's caught for a Bear touchdown. It's the tight end, Trey Burton. Trey Burton, his second touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position. And I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league. But the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. But there's that special one there. I say they go get it.
Going on the ground with Madison. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Third and long for Cousins. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver. But it'll be second and goal. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to third and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
The penalty gets them half the distance closer, but they'll still need to come up with something on third and goal. To throw, Cousins toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on third and goal. Let's see what they do on fourth and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on fourth and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. They'll run on first down. It's Hunt, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Pick me up. Here we go. Jumping. Sled. Hey, 18. Kill. Hey, turn it up.
On second and 11 now. Trubisky. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Hey, 18. Hey, one set. Hey, exit. Blue. Watch the run.
From the gun on third down, it's Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
X3, 218, chop. 22's coming, 22's coming. Mike. Who that? Alert. 22, Mike, 22. All right.
Looking to throw on second down. Trubisky. That's complete to Robinson. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 15-yard line.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Harrison Smith on the safety blitz, able to get the sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. That'll get a little bit back, give him 5 on the run, and they'll be left with a 3rd and 13.
54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. It's our time, guys. It's our time. Right there.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick.
Coleman, this is why golf... do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
They're hot.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Rosen to throw. He completes this into the hands of Miller. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the 1st half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Now Rosen. This is Miller, complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear 1st down.
And the Bears 1st down.
Mark 54. And let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here. Switch it. Alert.
Rosen off the play action. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
To try again after the sack. Rosen. This one into the hands of Burton. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
From the gun on third down, it's Rosen. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. The CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now a run with Cook, and down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Bring it. Bring it. Slam, slam, slam. Check. Hey, flicker. Kill. Turn it up. Kill.
From just shy of midfield, Cousins. It's caught. Smith. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down.
Zebra. Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Line 54. We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball.
Cousins to throw it. The open man is Smith. How about 25 yards on third down? They'll take it.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Draw play, Cousins to Cook. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Mike, check, 59. Rose.
On second down and 4, Cousins. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Bilal Nichols able to record his 5th sack of the season. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here third and long. Cousins from the gun on third. And his throw intercepted by the all-pro corner Kyle Fuller. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. From the 41, Rosen. It's complete to Robinson. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 33. Rosen now 4 of 5 since coming on. It's 1st and 10.
Recon, 152 fighter. One day. Hey, Alpha.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. This is caught by Robinson. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Rosen on 1st and 10. Flushed out, and he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this third quarter of play. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Pin the mirrors back and go full strip. 80. Mike by four. Watch the screen. Hey, 2. 54.
Rosen will throw. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 42. Cook following the penalty. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Khalil Mack in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Hey, we're good. Wait time.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here comes Cohen. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Bears take over.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I like that. It helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about
that. Super toe.
And he's going to be ripped down by the face mask at the end of this, and that's going to add 15 more onto the end of this thing. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now with shotgun handoff to Cohen. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. On 2nd and 11 now. Rosen. And he completes it to Cohen. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays harder to move it.
Here's Rosen, and he's got Miller. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Cook stripped. The ball's out. And the field position doesn't get much better than this. They'll have it first and goal at the 8-yard line. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. They'll run it here with Hunt. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
From the 2 now, second and goal. Now Rosen looking to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. But now it's third and goal.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete.
Yeah. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Kareem Hunt. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Bears have retaken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
The Vikings take over first down and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games, but only led the Vikes to just one fourth-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. To throw again on second down. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. First down, here's the run with Cook. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Check, walk 54, walk 54. Here we go, D.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now on second and 13. Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield and nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives them one more chance here on 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Check 52. Check wide.
Cousins to throw for it on 4th. And that is intercepted by the all-pro safety, Eddie Jackson. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
He's back to throw. Josh Doxson's got it complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. He's been quiet all afternoon. He may have just come up with a play of the day right there, though.
Obviously, it's not the volume in what you get done. It's the quality, and that was a quality catch right there.
Let's go,
on first down, it's Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. He's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
Check 3.
They'll run for it with Cook. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4. All day. Bravo. 54. Mike 54. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Too low.
Back to throw. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. Great gains back-to-back. Last time over 30 yards, better than 20 here. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
54 Mike. Watch the screen.
Rosen to throw. They'll find Miller. That's complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Back to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'll be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try and knock that ball away.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis,
you saw that flash you? I did with my foot, too.
You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Minneapolis. So long, everybody.
The thing about it is, if I really needed the $80, I could just say, can I have $80? You would give it to me. I wouldn't even have to flash you.